Do you have a hatred of sounds? Does chewing ever bother you? But like more than bother you? More than the average Joe? Does random clock ticking or pens ticking ever send you over the edge? Does someone typing ever send you into fight or flight response? Has a family member ever told you you're overreacting to something that they feel like you should be able to help, but you don't feel like you can help? Does singing, whistling, slurping, gum chewing, fingers chopping, and other harmless noises ever send you into an uncontrollable rage that feels like a giant overreaction because it's so small and the trigger is so little and harmless, but it is very real in your brain, in your body, in your soul? The rage, the anger. Well, if you said yes to any of those, you're in good company. You probably have something called misophonia. It literally translates into the words hatred of sound. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I can't stand when my husband's chewing, or I can't stand when someone's smacking their bubble gum really loud and it's annoying. You might have misophonia, yes, but misophonia is typically when these everyday normal annoyances kind of go on steroids and go ballistic, and you turn into, at least internally, turn into the Incredible Hulk, or you feel panicked as if you're being attacked. That's what misophonia is. I went the first 20-something years of my life not knowing what misophonia was. And boy, do I wish I knew earlier, because I was a hot mess. I didn't have a word to describe what I was feeling, and it made my life more difficult. That might be how you can tell if you have it or not. Does it affect your life? Is school affected by your hatred of sounds? Is your romantic life? Are your friendships affected by this hatred of sound that you're dealing with? Do you change your plans around this difficulty of hatred of sounds? Is your life affected by it, and is it negatively affected? And that's more than just, oh yeah, it's not ideal. I want to get into my whole story, and that might be my next video, is my whole story, but I grew up dealing with misophonia but not having a name for it. I just knew that I couldn't handle certain noises, and my whole family just thought I was being annoying and bratty and awful. And I couldn't handle when people would be singing or whistling and doing things that normally other teenagers and other kids love to do, and you feel like an awful person asking them to stop, and they don't understand why. And this happened to me over and over and over, and I didn't understand why I was being tortured internally over certain noises that other people weren't slightly bothered by. I felt horrible because when certain people would whistle in the kitchen or sing a little song in this car, I would go into a rage and be like, please stop. I can't handle it. And so when I was older and found out I had an actual neurological condition, it was life-changing. I cried. I realized I'm not alone. It made so many things in my life click. So, what is misophonia, you ask, besides just being translated into the hatred of sound? It's thought to be correlated with an atypical brain. So, welcome, we're atypical, yay! What they think, when I say they, it's very much so still being studied. They think it has something to do with the connectors in the brain that connect the sound processing and the emotion centers. They're not happy with each other. There's something going on in there that's not right. Often it occurs with people who have OCD, ADHD, and PTSD. I definitely have OCD and ADHD, but you don't have to have those to have it, but it's often connected. Misophonia affects 3 big parts of your life. It affects you emotionally, physically, and behaviorally. Emotionally, it causes you to experience things that other people only experience when they're actually being tortured or attacked. It sends you into a fight or flight mode often, and of course there's levels of severity, but for me, I have very extreme misophonia compared to anyone I've ever met. I've never met anyone with as bad of misophonia as me, but I'd like to meet you. Solidarity. It causes you emotionally to have a lot of guilt. It causes issues with your relationships and loved ones. Emotionally, it can make you stressed. Emotionally nauseated, sick, woozy, all those things. Depressed, anxious, a lot of anxiety. Physically, it affects you. It raises your heart rate. It can make some people flush or feel an unrelenting internal awful feeling that needs to be undone and can't just be undone. There needs to be something done to relieve that stress. It's hard to explain unless you've been there. Watch my What's Misophonia Feel Like video if you want to get more into like how it actually feels. It might make you cry or scream, other physical fun things that could happen to you. It might make you physically cringe, which often happens. It might make you move your hands to your ears. It affects you behaviorally. A lot of people avoid certain situations that they know will cause them to be triggered. It affects in the way that they might replan things with people that they know might trigger them. You know, like, hey, I'll join you after you guys go out to eat, so I don't have to be there while they're eating and chewing, and I'll catch you after. And when we're playing games or something, or I don't know what else you do with your friends after you go eat with them. Might not go to movie theaters or go on dates with people who like to chew gum a lot, or the list goes on behaviorally how it affects you. So there's so much to it. That's why I'm making this Misophonia series. I hope you join me. Hit the subscribe and like button if you can relate to any of this. And I can't wait to get more into the mechanics of it, my tips I have for people, my own story, and share a few laughs because I have some funny stories about having misophonia that might make you feel less alone. So if you have a hatred of sounds, welcome to the club. Yay! Misophoniacs. I think I read somewhere once that it's called misophoniacs. Like if you're a fellow misophonia sufferer, you're called a misophoniac. Also, you might be considered someone who has selective sound sensitivity syndrome, or SSSS, right? SSSS. My SSSS brothers and sisters. So join me. More videos coming soon. Can't wait to see you there. Solidarity, and you're not alone. It's called misophonia. Welcome. It's a lot.